signing the Declaration of Independence. Now listen carefully. The significance of this design that you may not and probably will not hear